Hello guys, welcome back. Happy Ostara. Let me make sure my voice is running. Sorry about this. Okay, yeah, it's running. Um, as you can see, everybody was feeling very silly and very whimsical today. Odin and I had a breakthrough last night. I guess he's been around long enough that he figures, okay, he's done with big scary Odin, and I got this much kinder, gentler Odin. Because, of course, like I said, Odin popped up in the book on Dionysus, and all these ravens and crows and all these other symbols of Odin kept popping up in all this completely random stuff, like music videos or something else. And it wouldn't even be like a music video for like Nordic or pagan or anything, it would just be this random stuff. And when we were watching the Wolf specials, damn if ravens wouldn't pop in or there wouldn't be a fox in there, so I know the boys were both trying to get my attention. So last night I spent a lot of time with Loki and I spent a lot of time with Odin, but we had this breakthrough and they're both much nicer and much gentler now, which makes things easier on me because they finally got me to let up on the hums. I did the hums and they were as accurate, as I thought I could make them. But, at the same time, they didn't feel very fun. They didn't feel like something I designed. Look at how my kitchen is designed. So they didn't feel like something I designed. I like to kind of add that little whimsical touch because I grew up in a very regimented, terrible household where my father was very militaristic. Place for everything and everything in its place. You couldn't have a single toy out. You couldn't have a single anything out to decorate with. Now I reveal. So, and I'm sure that's part of it. And Loki's like, well, you should embrace that. You're a grown adult now. You can have toys and Easter eggs and Ostara eggs and whatever you want to call them all over the place. So that's what we do. Um, and we definitely had a fun time putting the Nordic chickens in the temples because we are having fun with it. And I can see they're kind of getting naturally, they like it. It's kind of like enrichment for them, for me to bring in a new thing. Maybe not every day, but, whenever. Because we have a ton of stuff from Oculus, as I said in the video, that it's nice enough, but I just don't need it. I really don't need it. I wish they would give us an option that all the junk they give us that we are never going to want, we could get rid of and we could redo everything. Like I can import objects, but I can't import music. Obviously that would be a legal nightmare, and I can't import like textures and stuff, but we're trying. So, it was really nice because when we had the breakthrough, Odin was much more gentler and kinder, and he was that gentle Odin. He says, well, we're answering your prayers. We're gods, we answer prayers. It takes a while. It takes a while because you have to be ready for the answer. Half the battle is you being ready to accept the answer. That sounds strange, but if you're praying for something and you're doing magic and you're casting all these circles and you're really not ready for it, you're not going to get it. It's just how it works. Because if you got it and you weren't ready for it, you wouldn't put it to good use. Had I got kinder, gentler Odin any earlier, it wouldn't have worked. Had I got kinder, gentler Loki any earlier, it wouldn't work. And Valhalla Java, by the way, I treated the boys well. We even went out and bought half and half. I know, we're living fancy. They reminded me too that, and this is important for Stera too, it's a time of new growth and everything, but if we want new growth, we sometimes have to be careful of who we're surrounding ourselves with. Now, anytime you're in a public platform, like even if like you're just going outside in real life, you're going to job or school or work, some people can't be avoided, but like we've said, to treat them like a toxin, to have as little to do with them because they'll make you sick. And unfortunately, when you have a YouTube channel especially, people come on that just want to hear themselves talk. And you have to figure out the people that legitimately want to be there and the people that just want to talk or disrupt or say stupid nonsense. And as mean as it makes you seem, you have to get rid of those people. You do. Because then the people that want to have a serious talk are like, oh, I thought this was a place to have a serious discussion, and they're just letting silly people or rude people or whatever running around. So we had that discussion again last night, and Loki said, and this is nothing against any of you, but I've had to kick out people in the past, and he says, Anyone's relationship with Loki is between them and Loki. My relationship with Loki is between me and Loki. It's not between me, Loki, and all of you. It's not between me, Loki, and Odin or anyone else. It's between me and Loki. If we get along or don't get along, it has to do with both of us and whether or not we're letting outside forces bother us. Am I letting what someone said X amount of years ago or even today bother me? Then that's on me. That person shouldn't have done that. That person shouldn't have been a jerk, but that's also on me as well. And that can be hard to do. I know it can be hard to do because especially with Loki, people like to say mean stuff. And they like to be combative and they like to try to chase you away and be the last Lokean standing. That's the last thing Loki actually wants and needs because once the movies were done, you notice where are all the Lokeans? They're bored now, right? They've moved on to the next god. They've moved on to Aquaman or Poseidon or something. And there will be people like that. So we have to remember that, to set up healthy parameters, and spring's a good time to remember that because as you're planting your garden, even though it's way too early to plant here, as you're planting your garden, you're nourishing the soil and everything else, you're going to be weeding, and you're going to be putting up a little fence because you might love all of Goddess's creatures, but you don't need them eating the garden. So it's kind of a good time to remember to have healthy parameters for yourself too. Like if you're going somewhere, and again, sometimes this can't be helped, but if you're like that one person always like makes you sick to your stomach, avoid that person. They're no good for you. They may be perfectly lovely people. And we have to remember that most of the people that give us a hard time are perfectly lovely with other people. My one grandmother was a witch on wheels with the whole family, treated us like garbage, but if we would go out, she would be nice as pie to everyone. And I have friends now that were friends with her and tell me how nice she was, and I'm like, really? It depended. If she liked you, she was all nice and gentle. If you were a family, not so much. So everybody is a villain to some people and a hero to other people. Kind of like Loki. And the little fox has been enjoying it. We did our private ritual stuff last night. We did some ritual stuff today. He let me do a teeny tiny bit of cleaning. We lit a couple sticks of incense. He liked those. They don't smell anything like they're supposed to. We did rosemary and mint, and it would have been a good imagination that could smell either. But he's enjoying himself, and I think I'll light him a new candle, and it was really good. And Odin's being really good, and they all love the babies, guys. The more babies, the better. They've all got spring fever, as I call it. They're not running around being amorous, but all the babies, all the babies. I almost expected to seriously open the door today and find Freyr there with like 20 lambs or something. I'm really surprised that didn't actually happen. Okay, so if you guys like what you see, like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, you don't have to celebrate any of the holidays. We felt like it. It really is not spring weather. It's kind of warmish today, but everything's like pretty much dead outside too. It's still dormant. April or May will be when I should get, if the gods are with us, some nice spring weather that has some gentle rains and has some nice growth and everything. But it's going to take a while. You guys just have to be patient. Or we'll do what we've done the last couple of years. We'll go from this, which should count as our spring weather because it's not blazing hot. Today's in the 80s. It'll be like there will be no transition period. Cold and soggy, then 80s. And that'll be it. So we'll see. But yeah, it was a good blessing. Loki was like, you seem like you feel kind of like heavy energy today, even though it's holiday wide. I said, well, he was right. I had to let go of, trying to solve the world's problems. He calls me Don Quixote for a reason. And I had to let go of a lot of other stuff. I had to tell myself repeatedly, and we have to tell ourselves that too. If you work with Loki, anybody else's relationship with Loki is not your responsibility. So you don't have to let people that are just talking to you to hear themselves talk or being mean or snippy or whatever, you don't have to let them do that to you, walk all over you. If they're being that way to Loki as well, that's probably why he's not working with them, because you know how he is. He will be treated well. He will be, or you will get that boom, fox paw. Not hard, but you will get that bat from that fox paw. He took the fridge hostage last night because he was a little irritated, but once I started treating him really well again, he was fine. Odin's fine. They're all fine. And they all kind of feel lazy and sleepy now. If you guys are interested, we do have the free coaster pack. It's literally meant to teach you how to make VR coasters, so the free coasters are kind of small. I liked them. I thought they were fun. I thought it was pretty exciting to get all these free coasters and not realize I was going to get them. And we can show you the Steam experiences, or whatever they're called. I think I'm saying the wrong thing. Experiences, whatever they're called. They're not like an Oculus Home. An Oculus Home is always going to be a big box, either divided into smaller boxes or a box. Some people are really good and they've like set up cities and that. I'm nowhere near there. And with some people, it's just they have a natural talent. I do want to try to work on trying to get a city done, but again, that means we have to sacrifice a place. So we're in the midst of discussion. I might venture out into one of the cities someone built and see if it's worth it to do that in Oculus. Because if you could do that in Oculus, that'd be pretty damn cool. Because they have it in Steam, where you can go out into say the Overwatch Supervillain Lab or something. It's really beautiful and amazing, and you can play with these toys and that. And it's really cool, but you can't ever import too much into it and like make it your home. That's the difference. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later. And happy spring, everyone. Bye-bye.